Good morning, Dante. How you doing this morning? Glad you can make it. Week 4. I am doing very good, thank you. So week 4 already. Been a pretty fast module, hasn't it? But they all are. They really go by really fast. So this is our first live session. This week we are shifting gears. We're moving away from XD, and we're going to do a little fun assignment on just modifying some basic HTML. It's very, very easy, as I'm going to be demonstrating. I'm going to demonstrate this assignment as well as the assessment in its entirety tomorrow. So it's a lot of fun. And again, it is very, very simple. As I said back in week 1, I think I also touched on it last week, that week 4 is really, you're just kind of coasting towards the finish line now. It's the easiest week of the entire course. So that's always a good thing, isn't it, when you agree? I know many of you have 2 courses. So again, this is going to be a little bit, I guarantee this one's going to be less work than any of if you have 2 courses for that second course. So, all right. Let's see what we have upcoming for today's session. We're going to talk about your free web hosting account. This is an account that you are going to be receiving. It's compliments of Independence University. It's a free web hosting account. I'm going to walk you through how to set that up. I'm going to give you some more information on that. We're going to talk about expanding your creativity and why that is so important to your career, or just finding a job as an entry-level designer. We're going to talk about getting your career up to code. I'm going to show you today how easy HTML is. So we're going to understand the magic and what is HTML. Before we can do this assignment, we really have to have that. Again, we have to understand what goes on behind the scenes of HTML and just so how easy it is, because that's going to make it so much easier tomorrow. All right. Any questions on what we have for today's agenda? You good to move forward? All right, let's do it then. So let's jump into the course really quick. And of course, as we do each week, we identify the learning objectives. And if you want to see the learning objectives explained in more detail, again, they are going to be explained in the pre-recordings for this week as well as the previous weeks. So we have 3 learning objectives this week. So they're different than what we've had because we're doing something completely different. It is about, the first learning objective is to identify and discuss the importance of understanding basic HTML and CSS coding language to modify a website. The second learning objective that we are going to go over this week is to modify and upload an HTML file that's styled with CSS to be viewed on the internet. This is your assignment. And again, it is so easy. And finally, we have another learning objective that is demonstrate how to create a hosting account and navigate cPanel to deploy a website. This is the assessment, and this has to deal with your Web for Students hosting account. And this is literally, this takes you probably 15 minutes at the max to do. So that is your assessment for this week. Any questions on the learning objectives for this week? Okay, great. Let's move on. Now let's look at this fun assignment. First off, let's just go back into the discussion. Remember the discussion for each week. You're going to be talking about or discuss the importance of understanding HTML, why that's important to your career. We're going to go over that as well today. I'm going to talk about that. I might give you some ideas to start this discussion with. Make sure that, remember, the first initial post is due Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. And also on the note of discussions, if you didn't participate in week 3 or any of the previous weeks, you can still go do that, including your post to your peers. So for example, in week 1 or 2, if you did the discussion, the main topic, but you didn't do both replies to your peers, or maybe just one, please go back in and do those. You still are eligible for credit on those. All right, and think about it. Even though that you think, okay, there are 8 points each, but depending on where you stand at the end of the course, 8 points can mean the difference between a B and a B plus, for example. So you may be that close to just moving up 1 notch for your grade. So they are very, very important, and they're easy to do. All right, let's look at the assignment. So the assignment is going to be, if we move down here, you have an HTML template. This is it. So for this assignment, you're going to modify this. So you are not coming up with anything. It's already given to you. So you will download this file. It's going to have the HTML file and the CSS file. Again, the key is that you modify. That's it. We don't create this from scratch. It's all there for it. So we're going to modify it. We're going to be using CodePens, which means you have to create an account. It is free. I'm going to walk you through this. It takes you 5 minutes to set up the account. But using CodePen, we're going to modify the file. And there's some required information. And this is what we're modifying. We're adding our title, adding a title, your first and last name, the program you're currently enrolled in, why you chose to enroll in the graphic arts or the web design and development program, and why is this career choice for you? It's 50 words. And then we export the project. But again, it's very, very simple, very easy to do. So that is the assignment. And I hope everyone is watching or double checking the rubric, because that is what you are graded on, as we all know. So submitting it, 5 points. Using CodePen to modify the template, that's worth 75 points, just to fill in those little required sections. The thought process, and that means you're going to be using the CSS to modify this, as I'll be demonstrating tomorrow. And the writing mechanics, are you checking, proofreading? Remember, we talked about attention to detail and why that is so important. We talked about that last week. But again, it does apply to this too. So very easy to get all these points. Very, very easy. Any questions on the assignment? Does it sound intimidating, or does it sound a little bit easy, or just don't quite know what to think of it right now? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's going to be a walk in the park for you then, right, Donta? Yeah, it'll be. You could do this with your eyes closed then. So as we move to the assessment. So the assessment is, we're going to take our web students for hosting account, and we're just going to upload those files that we export to this. That's it. We're done. And I'll be going over this tomorrow as well. So very, very simple. As I said, week 4 is, boy, it's the easiest week we have. What do you think? Just from what we've gone over, what we've covered here shortly or briefly, does it appear to be the easiest week of the course? My hand's raised, I'd say yes. All right, fantastic. So let's move on. All right, let's talk about our free web hosting account. And this is very, very important. You must activate your free web hosting for students, WH4S. You have to activate this account now. However, we have a small little hiccup in the road right now, a little bump, but it doesn't prevent you from completing the assignment. I will be giving you or sending you an email with your account number. So that means, as we just went over in this class, right, we're going to be uploading the HTML file that I just talked about. That's the one you're going to be modifying, and you're going to upload it to your free web hosting account. You are all, since you're enrolled in this course, you're all going to be issued an account. And I am going to be sending out an email as soon as I receive the voucher numbers for everyone. I'm going to send out an email to each of you, and it's going to have your web hosting account voucher number. And the cool thing is, as I said, Independence University is providing you with this account free of charge while you're enrolled in school. That's really cool. The account's going to be used for all of your future web courses. So once you activate it in this class, then the cool thing is that you don't have to go through this process again. So this is a sample of the letter that I am going to be sending out to you all. And in this area right here, you'll have a number. These are the instructions. So this is your voucher number. I'm going to go over these right now, but this you will be receiving. This is the email that you're going to receive with your voucher number. It'll be listed twice. Again, look for that. As soon as I have been sent those, then I send them out that same day. So I'm expecting them today, tomorrow, the latest. But again, this doesn't prevent you from doing the assignment. And since the assessment, which is what we need the web hosting account for, only takes a matter of 15 minutes, it's really not going to slow you down at all. You could get this, for some reason, I don't receive these by Thursday. Just for example, you could still do this, the assessment. You could still do the assignment easily. All right. Any questions on what to expect and why it's important to check your emails? Okay, let's look at, let me just backtrack a little bit. A couple of things I want you to keep in mind is that it's provided for you, as I said, for everyone. So you can upload, you can host projects, you can show off your coding, web, depending on the other classes, it may be some animation skills, but it's all geared to help you obtain employment. You have access to this account for 1 year after you graduate. That's kind of cool. One thing you have to keep in mind is that the account can only be used for school purposes only. So if you use it if you use it for any other purpose, it could result in maybe some non-related content, inappropriate content being deleted, because they do monitor it. And I think they might give you a warning at first, but continued violation definitely is going to result in the school deactivating the account and then deleting everything on there, which is something we don't want. So as I said, content is monitored, and inappropriate content, unfortunately, they don't tolerate that. So another thing to keep in mind is that as I said before, it's 1 year after you graduate. But if you drop from school, then unfortunately you lose the account. They deactivate the account when you drop, and all the content is deleted. And then one last thing, the things I've talked about, these policies, once you activate the account, that means you are accepting these policies. All right, any questions on just some of the limitations, some of the expectations and the policies on this account? All right, well, let's get started then. So you are going to, let me just get backtrack. Okay, so we've got the do's and don'ts taken care of. So let's go over these steps. They are very, very easy. What what you do need to pay attention to is the site. As you can see right here, this isn't webhostingforstudents.com, it's /IU. You're going to get two different pages if you don't pay attention. So here is the one you want to go to where it says welcome IU students, and this is the IU. If you just go to .com, then you get this page. And then this confuses everyone because then they think, well, I have to pay $25 a year. But you said it was free. Well, the reason is we're not paying attention. Remember, back to attention to detail. So it is very important that you pay attention to where you are going to. This is the page, the landing page that you want to be on. So as you can see right here, this is what you want. If you are anywhere else, then you need to come back here and you need to get to that right page. So you all, it's 12 months. You will be on the page. There's going to be 12, 30, 48, but you have only been issued a 12-month account. That's all, a 12-month account. So you click on the button for the 12-month account. That's going to take you to the next page. And this is where you choose, well, you don't get to choose. You are really specifically what you have to put in here, but you've already been given, your domain is already chosen, but the only thing you are changing here is the first and last name. It has to be your first and last name. Also, if you're, so for example, it'd be Jane Doe. That's all you put in, right down here, your name. That's what you put in. So if your name's already been taken, so for example, John Smith has been taken, you could add a number after it, John Smith 1. Maybe you have a middle initial, John R. Smith. So make sure you're using your name. If not, then they change it for you. And then once that's done, we hit the check button. So you put in your first and last name, all lowercase, and check. That takes us to the next screen. So again, right here is you hit the check, right? So there we are, the first last name here. But you're not going to put first last name here. You're going to put first, Craig Stokes. That's it. Next, it's going to take you to the review and checkout screen. This is where you're going to apply the promo code. The promo code is the voucher number. So the promo code is that voucher number that you're going to be given or assigned that you will see in the email that I just pointed out. So you apply the voucher code. Once you do that, then you hit checkout. Ignore the price. You are not paying for this. Just follow this process and you'll be fine. So we check out. Then you have to fill out a registration form. This is very important. I would recommend that you use an email address that you check often, because you're going to get an email at the end of this process sent to this email address that you indicate. The school is going to be Independence University. The web course, you are putting this course in, Design 241-Web Design 1. That's what you put. So it's going to ask you for an address, and you can also use Independence University's address, or you can put your own in. It doesn't matter. But they are asking you for an address that you must complete. Then this is where it gets confusing for some students because you're not paying attention. If you have to choose PayPal. You have to choose PayPal, but you do not need an account. This is very important. You do not have to have a PayPal account. Or if you do, and I know many of you do have a PayPal account, it doesn't mean your PayPal account is going to be charged. The school's PayPal account is charged. So this is how the hosting provider needs, that they need to complete the transaction. So you need to make sure that PayPal is selected and I have read and agreed to the terms of service. And then you complete the order. Then this is where we get into the order confirmation. So a confirmation email is going to be sent to the email address that you entered. So you want to pay close attention to the email address that you enter in there. Make sure it is accurate. So again, you receive an email. It just says you're good to go. Your account's been successfully set up and you're ready to use. So if you receive an email, it says you are set up. You're ready to go. Here's your order number. I would copy that down, take a screenshot of that, just so you have it. And finally, your final step is to email me to let me know that your account has been activated. If you don't receive an email, it could be because you put in the wrong email address, it was not accurate. If that's the case, if you don't receive an email, you're going to have to contact. I can't contact them. So you can't send me an email and say I can't activate my account, because I can't. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do anything with that. You have to contact Web Hosting for Students and fill out a support ticket. They'll get back to you. It's usually within an hour or so, and then they can correct that for you. So that's very, very important that you contact them to open a support ticket. And as I said, they are lightning fast on getting back to you. That's it, pretty simple. Would you agree? Okay, so again, be on the lookout for that email with the information you need. But again, because you haven't set up the account, you haven't received the email, does not prohibit you from completing the assignment. You can complete the assignment and still upload it to where you should. It's the assessment that the account affects. And again, the assessment takes you a matter of just minutes to upload that, because you've already completed that in the assignment. So what you need in the assignment is going to be used, or what you complete in the assignment is going to be used for the assessment. All right. Any questions? Okay, let's move on then. All right, let's talk about expanding your creativity and how this is really related to the success of your career. You have to think about that. Actually, what I want to do is I'm going to stop this video and pick up again here.